I want a habit tracker, but I don't want just any habit tracker. I want the best habit tracker. And you're gonna ask me, how do you find the best habit tracker? Well, you spend the next 6 months of your life building it. That's all I wanted, was a product that simply existed to only track my habit. I didn't need to scrounge around looking for a pen, drawing up a graph. I just had it there. I would hit it on the top and it will light up. So here are the things that I want. A small form factor, uses LEDs to show us the results, and then only requires us to touch it once for it to work. The bad stuff we don't want. No AI, no phone app. It's its own product. No subscriptions, you buy it once and you have it. That's all we want. Habit tracker, habit tracker, habit tracker, habit tracker, habit tracker, habit tracker, habit tracker. Ah, we have everything from paper-based to digital. But where are my LEDs?
I have found the product you're looking for.
This is the Desk Hub made by MaxBlade. Sick name, by the way. It is almost the perfect product. We have the form factor. We have the LEDs, but the no's have it. You can't touch it. You have to program it. I can't even use it. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take Max's little form factor box. We're gonna shove an ESP into it. And we're gonna make it work. You know, just shove some AI into it. The thing that we didn't want, but it's gonna run our program. Here's what I'm thinking. 4 modes. Clock mode. This will allow us to track the days, months, years for all the other modes. Tally mode. This is represented with a number and dot. And it counts up every time Linus counts his sponsor's money for every segue he does.
Where's our sponsor?
24-hour mode. This is my favorite mode in that Karens can't lie.
I want to talk to the manager. Okay, 1 second. Hi, how can I help you? What the?
Each LED only turns on every 24 hours. You miss it, you don't get it. Week mode. You get 8 LEDs per column and it moves across every week, same as 24 hours, and if you miss it, you can't go back.
We're cooking up something truly special. We begin with a generous serving of LED dot matrices. Next, we sprinkle in some USB-C. Think of it like the olive oil of electronics. Now, for a bitter bite, we toss in an assortment of buttons, some crispy, some soft. We mix it all together in a handful of fresh breadboard wire. We gently fold our PCBs in fresh breadboard, giving the dish a signature stability and rich full body structure. And finally, we top it all off with a handful of premium USBs. Give it a quick stir, let it sit for a debugging session, and just like that, we got yourself a perfectly cooked habit tracker. Bon appetit!
Now that we have a working prototype, we can move on to actually some design features, like making it not burn out our retinas with this little cover here that I've 3D printed. Moving on to the program side of things. And since I don't know how to do that, we're going to enslave some AI to do it for us. And here's how that went.
Okay. You are going to learn to be more professional, Luke! That's what you're going to do, Luke!
During the Great Battle, we learned something about ChatGPT. It can't write more than 200 lines of code. So, we paid a third world country programmer to finish the job. Surprisingly, it worked out well. Each mode has its own unique features for tracking different types of habits. Tally mode, counting infinitely in dot and number formats. 24 hours, with each row having its own day of the week. We disabled the 8th row in this mode for ease of readability. Weekly, tracking 8 activities per week, changing the column every 7 days. Now with a working prototype and program, we can start thinking about migrating this to a PCB. The idea of a circuit board is to have all your components connected without wires. Now, my knowledge of circuit boards is none. I know that they need to connect together for it to work, and that's not how this went. So let me tell you how I fucked up. Let me teach you what not to do. See these arrows here? They're the reason why my PCB is 180 degrees out of whack. I put the connections on the wrong side of the board. But that's just a minor issue, we can fix that. It's still salvageable. And here's issue 2. See these 2 lines? Well, they're around the wrong way too. Yep, but with all of that, it's still solvable. Let's add some components. That's how we got this monstrosity. Here's this monstrosity. As you've seen, we put the pins on the wrong side, so that's why these wires exist. Annoying, but it still works. Also, our V-bus and ground, we had to flip our USB-C around the other way, just for it to work. Annoying, again, but it still works. Our PCBs, they don't exactly line up, so we're gonna have to fix that on V2. Another adjustment, see these buttons here? They're perfect for what they do. They're gonna sit like this and you hit it on the top and it's gonna activate the habit tracker. I wanna change them out to make them a lower profile. What this would do is when we have the case around it, it will actually reduce the height of the legs, which make a big difference, which you'll see in the future. For version 2, another thing we wanna change is making the ESP32 and the USB-C actually integrated into the PCB design. This will reduce the amount of soldering I'll have to do if I do want to mass produce this product. And overall, I'd say this is a pretty successful V1. We got it working, now on to V2. Do you want to know a secret? Do you want to know how to waste 2 weeks of your life and 200 Australian dollar dues? Just order some of these because I forgot the flash memory on it, so it's essentially useless. This is the part where I paid someone. Meet Andrew. He's not sus at all. Definitely not the imposter. Not a double agent. Never expect a thing. Why don't you use an ESP32 module? Thanks, Andrew. Just take my money and make it work.
$900 dues!
Andrew's the real MVP here, because he made version 3. V3 works well, has all the components surface mounted, with the best part being that it actually works. Let's take a tour of the board. We have our reset and mode change buttons, nice and large to press easily. USB-C, flush with the reset and mode buttons, powering the LEDs and allowing us to communicate with the ESP. Our ESP32 having 2 buttons for entering boot mode and uploading programs, along with the reset button. Next we have our feet. These load profile 90 degrees buttons are exactly what we're looking for. Our alignment pins are now in the correct position to hold the board level with our connector pins, fitting on nicely with the LED matrix, giving us the form factor we need to start designing the case. The case design, over 72 design changes across 3 months using 2 different 3D printers to achieve this look. The screen cover was my biggest challenge, 33 design changes. You can't just spread a single layer across the whole screen. It flexes with any pressure. A glass bed gives you the sleek screen finish, but every layer line shows up. First layer consistency is non-negotiable for mass production. And here's where my Ender 3 V2 couldn't deliver. Despite being capable, repeatability was not its strength. I spent half of those 3 months troubleshooting this single issue. I bought a BL Touch, a new bed, everything. No luck at all. Looking for inspiration, I realized I need the current gen equipment. I bit the bullet and purchased the Bambu Lab P1S. This machine solved all my quality issues and increased my print speed by 350%, letting me finally progress. For the body, I wanted an ultra thin design with reduced feet bumps and thinner walls. The textured surface hides the printer blemishes, though it does add 30 minutes to the print timer. The back panel went through many changes. Depth features causing quality control problems, so those went out. Hooks kept snapping off, and now it's just friction held in. Let me present you the Matrix Habit Tracker. I've been using this for about a month now, tracking my running habits, and it has been amazing. One thing that I have added to the software side of things is within 24-hour mode, I've added streaks. So if you're consistent, it will actually count how many days in a row that you've been doing it for, which is amazing. One thing I am changing in version 4, which is the version you'll be getting, is adding a brightness potentiometer Because right now, if you leave it on at night, it is going to blow out your room. It is so bright. See how it's counting? By itself? It is not meant to do that. Ah! Let me explain version 4. The problem we have here is that the button schematic footprint was wrong. Say that 4 times, button schematic footprint. Actually, it's not that hard. What it means is that the button is forever being triggered because ground and GPIO pin is connected. And the way to save it is to cut off its leg and perform emergency surgery on another leg to reconnect it. And that fixes it.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you the Matrix Habit Tracker.
We got our sexy new sliders, tactile buttons, one of a kind, and top of the line. It tracks our habits and makes you irresistible not to love. Now let me be real with you. I didn't go out of my way to spend $6,000 to build a habit tracker for just myself. Please buy one. I'm in crippling debt from this. So they are available at matrixhabit.com. For the first 20 customers, I'm going to be doing a custom design. I have a white one for myself, and we've got some other designs as well, which I can work with you via email if you are the first 20 people to buy one. I want you to have the best shot at achieving your goals. That's why I want you to start today at day 1 and not say one day.
Subscribe.